morning, children. How are you? I think all are fine. In previous classes, we already discussed about different type of locomotion in different organisms. So that locomotion is occurred in naturally in those organisms. Man-made objects like vehicles, fans, mixies, grinder, etc. are also moving along a pathway. So today we are discussed about motion and time. We are going to discuss motion and rest, cause of motion, distance, time, uniform and non-uniform motion, types of motion. Dear children, before going to our session, I will display a video. Have a look on it. Children, what do you observe in this video? As vehicles and trees, poles, buildings, etc. Children, this is the video taken by me while traveling in the bus. So, students, I will ask you some questions. Just say the answers. What are the objects in motion and what are the objects in rest? Actually, while traveling in a moving vehicles, we will think that the objects present outside the vehicles will be in motion, but it is not true. Only the vehicles are in motion, but remaining objects like trees, buildings, poles are in rest. Children, now let us know what is meant by motion and rest. Definition of motion: movement of any object from one position to another position with respect to the observer is called as motion. Rest: when the position of a body concerning its surroundings does not change with time, it is said to be at rest. Or if the position of an object does not change with time, the object is said to be in rest. And if the position of the object changes with time, it is said to be in motion. Both the state, either rest or motion, is judged based on the another object or another frame of reference. Students, we observe different objects moving in different ways with different speeds. Apart from, we observe motion while we are walking, dancing, playing games, riding a bicycle, water flowing from the tap, rattling windows of our class, birds flying, motor vehicles, bullock carts moving on the roads, trains on railway tracks, etc. Even the air that we respire exhibits motion. In the same manner, we observe television, fridge, chairs, tables, plates, spoons, etc. not moving. Do all these things move alike? What makes the objects move and moving objects to come to rest? What do we call the motion of a train moving in a straight line? Is the forward movement of birds and the movement of its wings same? Assume that you are standing near a tree. Which one do you feel is moving? Passenger in the bus or tree? Assume that you are in the bus. Which one do you feel is moving? Tree or your co-passenger? In the first case, you feel that the tree is at rest and the passenger in the bus is in motion. In the second case, feel that the tree is in motion and your co-passenger is at rest. Why it is so? We feel an object is at rest when it is not changing its position. We feel an object is in motion when it is changing its position with respect to its surroundings. So, motion and rest are relative terms and they are relative to the observer. Now students, I am going to display some pictures to do an activity. Just identify the objects in rest and the objects in motion. Bag, table, chair, butterfly, stone, bird, house, needle in clock, swing, seesaw, train. Now fill the table with which are the objects that belongs to motion and which are the objects that belong to rest. Students, have you ever played carom board? What is the reason for movement of coins when we hit them with a striker? So, let us know the cause of motion. The force applied by the striker on the coins in the region behind this force makes an object to move or tend to move. Now, let us do an activity to learn about force, how force affect the motion. Students, take a football and go to your school ground with your friends. Stand in a triangle shape as shown in the figure. Ask your friend to kick the ball in your direction. You pass the ball to another friend ask him to stop that ball. Now answer the following questions. What did your friend apply to make the ball move? He applied force. What did you apply to change the direction of the ball? You also applied here force. What did your friend apply to stop the moving ball? He also applied force. So, we want to kick the ball or stop the ball, we applied force. You all applied muscular force with your legs to do so. From the above observation, we can say that force is required to change the object from rest into motion, to change its direction, and even to change from motion to rest. In the same way, all type of movements like walking, swimming, applying brakes to vehicles, flow of water in the river, falling of flowers from trees, attraction of magnets, etc. are possible with the different type of forces. You will learn different type of forces in your higher classes. Objects moves from one place to another when force is applied on it. What can we call the length of path that an object moves from one place to another? Let us discuss about distance. Distance. The total length of the path traveled by an object between two places is called distance. Example, the distance between Visakhapatnam to Srikakulam nearly 116 kilometers. Units of distance. The basic unit of distance is centimeter. Standard unit of distance is meter. But we used kilometers to measure large distance. Children, have you ever used the Google Maps to know the distance and direction of your destination? Now, know the distance between your native place to district headquarters using Google Maps. How much it is? Answer my question. Children, here there is a boy named Rahim. He is going to his school from his house. He knows two ways. Consider these two ways as A and B. Now, the distance of route A is 3 kilometers, whereas the distance of route B is 5 kilometers. So, which way is better for him to reach the school faster, A or B? Students, from this activity, we can say that when an object travels from one place to another, the length of the path can be measured and it gives the distance between the two places. When an object travels along the straight line path from one place to another place, it will reach faster. The length of the straight line path is the shortest distance between two places called displacement. What can we call the duration of motion of the object when it is moving from one place to another place? How can we call the period between starting and ending incidents in a running race? Children, let us know about time. The measurable period between two incidents is called time. Example, Rashma reached her house by 6 pm and Sweta reached her house at 6:15 pm. Who reached first? And what is the difference? Units of time. The basic unit of time is second. Its symbol is S. Larger unit of time are minutes and hours. We already know how these units are related to one another. We use the word time very often in our daily life. In some situations, without using the word time, we express the duration of time like so late, so early, etc. How do we measure or estimate time? Clocks are the most common time measuring devices. Measuring time to do an activity. Conduct 100-meter running race with the help of your physical education teacher. Use stopwatch from lab or mobile phone to measure time taken to complete the race by each student. Fill the table. We use stop clocks in the laboratory to measure time taken from completion of chemical reactions. Time taken by the pendulum for one oscillation, etc. Apart from this, they also help us to measure the time in race and games very accurately, even to the extent of fractions of seconds. Nowadays, we use electronic clocks, digital clocks, and stop clocks in mobile phones to measure time. A few decades ago, people used pendulum clocks that have now become rare. Stop clocks are used to measure shorter time intervals between two events accurately. Students, do you know? Like minutes and hours, week, fortnight, month, season, ayana are also units of measuring time. Sundial, sand clock, water clock, etc. are used primitively to measure the time. Our ancestors noticed that many events in nature repeat themselves after definite intervals of time. The time between one sunrise and the next was called a day. Similarly, a month was measured from one new moon to the next. A year was fixed as the time taken by the earth to complete one revolution around the sun. A mean solar day contains 24 hours. Students, let us discuss types of motion. Three types of motion: translatory motion, rotatory motion, oscillatory motion. Examples of translatory motion: car, bus, cycle, scooty, etc. Definition of translatory motion: if all parts of a moving body moves in the direction of motion, then the motion is said to be translatory motion. Rotatory motion. Rotatory motion means that motion of all particles of a moving body follow a circular path with respect to a fixed center or axis of rotation. Example: rotation of fan, pot, globe, revolution of earth, etc. Oscillatory motion. It means the to and fro motion of an object about a fixed point always following the same path is called oscillatory motion. Example: swing, pendulum in wall clock, needle in stitching machine, etc. are belongs to oscillatory motion. Translatory motion. Have you played with a toy car? How does it move if you push it forward? If all points of a moving object move through the same distance in the same direction, then the motion is said to be translatory motion. Observe the following situations. The bus moved from building A to building B in a certain intervals of time. Now, answer the following questions by observing them. Do all the parts of bus like wheels, headlights, windows, etc. move through the same distance from building A to B? Is the direction of motion of bus along a straight line or a curved line? All parts of the bus move along with the bus in a straight line from building A to B. Can you give some more examples of motion in which all points of moving body moves through same distance in the same direction? Coconut falling from a tree, movement of lift, car traveling on a straight road, etc. are some of the examples of this type. Translatory motion are of two types, as rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. If a body in translatory motion moves along a straight line, then the motion is called rectilinear motion. Example: Anakapelli to Achutapuram, that bus or auto, the vehicles are travelled in a straight line. That type of translatory motion is belongs to rectilinear motion. If a body in translatory motion move along a curved path, then the motion is called curvilinear motion. Example: Anakapelli to Elamanchili. So here the bus or car or any vehicle that is traveled in a curved path. So this type of translatory motion is belongs to curvilinear motion. Light rays from the sun moves in a straight line path, hence the motion of light rays is rectilinear motion. The movement of body of snake is in curvilinear motion. If all the parts of the body move along the curved path, what type of motion it is? That is curvilinear motion. Rotatory motion. If all the parts of a moving body follow a curved path with respect to a fixed center or axis of rotation, it is said to be in rotatory motion. Example: fan, giant wheel, etc. Observe the following diagram. Do you find any similar in the above motion? Yes. What is the path of motion of each part of the body that moves? In the above situation, the parts of the objects move in a curved path with respect to a fixed center or a fixed axis. Let us understand the motion of a merry-go-round while it is moving. Persons sitting on hanging chairs like toys move in a curved path around a fixed center. The imaginary line passing through the fixed center is called axis of rotation. This type of motion is known as rotatory motion. You know, children, circular motion is a special type of rotatory motion where the distance between the object and the axis of rotation remains fixed. Can objects have simultaneously translatory and rotatory motion? Yes. When a cycle is moving in a straight line, observe its wheel movement. What type of motion it contains? That is, that wheel of cycle is rotatory motion and also translatory motion. When you observe the motion of a cycle tire moving in a straight line, or all the parts of a tire moves in the same direction of cycle, so we can say it is translatory motion. If you observe the rolling of a cycle tire, it move in a curved path about a rod in the middle of the wheel as an axis. So we can say it is rotatory motion. In this way, the cycle tire moving in a straight line possesses both translatory and rotatory motion. Have you played with a seesaw? How does it move? How does the needle of swing matching moves? Such type of motions are oscillatory motions. Now let us discuss oscillatory motion. The to and fro motion of an object about a fixed point that always following the same path is called oscillatory or vibratory motion. Seesaw moves in up and down direction with a fixed point. This type of motion is called oscillatory motion. Observe the motion in strings of veena when they are vibrating needle of sewing machine when it is working, and answer the following. Which similarity do you find in the moving parts of the above instruments? Is all the directions of motion constant? Are they moving in the same path again and again? All the objects mentioned above are moving in to and fro motion or back and front motion. the direction of motion of the object changes alternatively along the same path about a fixed point. Hence, we can say that they are in oscillatory motion or vibratory motion. Does all the motions take same time to cover same distance? No. Let us discuss uniform and non-uniform motion. Uniform motion. If a body covers equal distance in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in uniform motion. Example, movement of hands of a clock, rotation of earth. Non-uniform motion. If a body covers unequal distance in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in non-uniform motion. Example, a boy cycling in a curved place, movement of housefly, etc. are belongs to non-uniform motion.